Welcome everyone, this is Honest Restart, and this time we're talking about how Super Mario 3D All-Stars might be hinting at Super Mario Odyssey 2. Now before we jump into things, I want to quickly talk about my social media. There's a Twitter page, a Discord community, a Patron page, and a Twitch channel. If you are interested in any of that, check it all out, it's linked in the description below, and of course if you like what you're seeing here, also subscribe. So before we get into specifically why I think 3D All-Stars is hinting at Mario Odyssey 2, let me talk about the other reasons why I think Mario Odyssey 2 could be on the way. So first let's talk about the similarities between Zelda and Mario, because I do think that matters. Now, if you look at the history of Mario and Zelda together, both Mario and Zelda shared similar design philosophies back on the NES. They also shared similar design philosophies back with Ocarina of Time and Mario 64. Both of them were used to pioneer 3D gaming back on the Nintendo 64. And even now with Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, both of those games have a strong focus on exploration. Both of them have varying points of interest that take you throughout these open environments. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because I think if we take a look at the way Zelda's being handled, that can give us an idea as to what's going on with Mario as well. So with Breath of the Wild, that game was hugely successful. It's done incredibly well. It had DLC, we're getting a sequel, or even getting a prequel story. That's just incredible. Now, Zelda's even doing a little bit better than Mario, but both of them are selling around 18 million as the last reports we've gotten from Nintendo's financials. They're both doing incredibly well. What's strange though is that we never got any paid DLC for Mario Odyssey. We got some free DLC updates, but never any paid DLC. And of all the hugely successful games on the Nintendo Switch, Mario Odyssey is one of the only ones that didn't get paid DLC. It's kind of a head scratcher. But here's the thing. If we take a look back to Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2, there was a similar situation sort of going on there. So Super Mario Galaxy was also a largely successful game back in the day on the Wii, but there was also a lot of ideas carrying over, and they decided to use those ideas and make it to a full-blown sequel. So maybe the reason why we haven't seen DLC for Mario Odyssey, at least in paid form, is because they are working on Mario Odyssey 2. Now, let's go back to Zelda for a moment here. That's the same reason why we're seeing Breath of the Wild 2. So yes, there's paid DLC, but even going beyond that DLC, there were so many different ideas that the Zelda team had that they had to go ahead and make a sequel. There's a lot of potential there, so they went with it. And it's just like what they did with Galaxy 2 as well, as we previously mentioned. So it kind of brings us back to Mario Odyssey. I feel like Mario Odyssey has so much potential. There are so many other kingdoms we could have seen, and we never actually got to see them. And there was never any paid DLC. And if we go a while back, the president of Nintendo said that they would focus on bringing DLC to their biggest games. And at the time, Mario Kart and Mario Odyssey were the biggest games for Switch. This was before their launch of Smash Bros. And those were the only two big games that didn't get DLC. It's kind of strange that they didn't do it. They could have made a lot of money there, and they never did. So it sort of leads you to believe that maybe the reason why we didn't get DLC is because perhaps they're working on another game, the same way they've been working on Breath of the Wild 2, the same way they decided to work on Mario Galaxy 2. Now with Mario Kart, that's sort of a different situation because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is already a remaster or enhanced port of an already old game, so maybe they didn't have to continue to expand upon that initial idea. They'll probably just focus on the next big Mario Kart game, which may or may not come on the Switch, we're not entirely sure, but we're talking about Mario Odyssey here. So if you look at the concept art that we saw for Mario Odyssey, there were definitely a lot of ideas that they didn't actually bring into the game. So maybe there really is a lot of ideas that were left over, and they are focusing on a sequel to Mario Odyssey 2. Considering how successful Mario Odyssey 1 was, it's the most successful 3D Mario game, I think Nintendo definitely wants to take advantage of that and make a whole other Mario Odyssey. Breath of the Wild is the most successful games ever, they had a lot of ideas carrying over, and they're working on the sequel. I feel like the same makes sense for Mario Odyssey. And another interesting thing to note is that yes, there were a lot of ideas that could have been done with Mario Odyssey, but one thing that we heard about early on in the game's development was that maybe there would be something for Isle Delfino. We saw it in the promotional art, and that never materialized in the actual game. Isle Delfino was missing. We thought we'd maybe get some sort of Isle Delfino Kingdom or Isle Delfino DLC, but that never actually happened. Is it possible that they had some plans for Isle Delfino to be put into Mario Odyssey either with the main game or DLC? Potentially. It was a part of the map at one point, and it's no longer there. So maybe it's an idea that's being carried over into the next game. Possibly. Which sort of brings us into 3D All-Stars. So Super Mario 3D All-Stars is doing incredibly well right now. People are really excited about it. There is some debate and controversy for sure, but the point is there's a lot of excitement for this game, and it's been rumored all throughout the year. Now, here's where things get sort of interesting. So before the game was revealed, there was a lot of debate as to when this game would be coming out and just how ambitious it would be. So my initial expectation for 3D All-Stars was that it would come out around the Mario anniversary in September, and there would be more of a conservative remaster, just basically a compilation of the 3 games, upscaled to HD with some minor enhancements, and I think it was kind of close. Of course, throughout the year I had different ideas, and we talked about them, like maybe Luigi being in Mario 64, maybe new levels, things like that. People sort of talked about it, not just myself, and we sort of hyped it up a little bit, and we were hoping that maybe it would be a little bit bigger, a little bit more ambitious, and have a lot of enhancements. And if that were the case, Nintendo probably would have had it come out for the holidays, say November, and it could have been Nintendo's big holiday season game. But if they were to do that, if they were to put that much extra work into the game, then maybe it would take a lot more development effort. Maybe the main Mario team would have been working on that instead for the last few years, as opposed to a Mario Odyssey 2 sequel. But because 3D All-Stars is not a big, ambitious remake or remaster with a whole bunch of new content, it's basically just a conservative one, I think that's suggestive that the big main development efforts for the next big Mario game have not been going into 3D All-Stars. 3D All-Stars is, yes, I guess you could argue a cash grab for Nintendo, but it's also a celebration for the anniversary, but it's not something that required a lot of development effort and time from Nintendo or the main Mario team. The main Mario team hasn't been working on this. This was something that was done by one of the European teams. The main Mario team hasn't done anything major since Mario Odyssey, and that came out back in 2017. We are now going into 2021. So is it possible with about 4 years of development, say by holiday 2021, we see another big Mario game, perhaps the sequel to Mario Odyssey? I think that is very possible. And considering that we finally got a chance to revisit Isle Delfino with Mario Sunshine remastered in 3D All-Stars, maybe that's opening the door for some Isle Delfino content in a Mario Odyssey 2. Maybe they took those ideas that they maybe had for Isle Delfino content in Mario Odyssey, and that's going to be a big part of the promotional material for Mario Odyssey 2, including some sort of new type of Sunshine content, which a lot of people are going to be able to explore with 3D All-Stars, sort of whetting that appetite for what could maybe come later down the road. That's what I'm sort of thinking. And even if it's not Mario Odyssey 2, I think the point still stands that because the main Mario team was not working on 3D All-Stars, they have been working on something else, and Super Mario Odyssey came out holiday 2017, and we got reports even in early 2017 that they were basically done with the game. So they've been working on something else, something big, something exciting. Maybe it's Mario Odyssey 2, maybe it's something else. My bet is that it's another big Mario game, considering the success of Mario Odyssey, how it sold over 18 million, and that it seems like there's a lot of leftover ideas. I definitely feel like it's a similar situation to both Galaxy 2 and Breath of the Wild 2, and I would not be shocked if we see some sort of announcement sometime in 2021, or maybe a little bit later down the road, for a sequel to Mario Odyssey. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that 3D All-Stars hints at a Mario Odyssey 2, or do you have different ideas? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways everyone, this is On This Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care.